What you're seeing here is a visual representation of how paper documents are going to flow through the Kofax Capture solution. What Kofax is going to offer you here is extracting information off documents automatically and then delivering that to a line of business of choice. So we start off with the paper documents. The scan operator takes the documents themselves, removes any staples that could be on it, makes sure that the documents are in the correct order, any sticky notes that may be on them, tape them down or remove them, and then set the documents on top of the scanner. They select their batch class that they're going to scan into, and then select the scan button. It goes out, starts the scan process. We're going to select a couple of documents here. We have 4 documents we selected, 4 pages, 2 of which are tri-spectrum solutions, and 2 of our Northwest products. Notice on the left that the documents are not separated or classified yet, but we'll let the system figure that out. So the scan operator is satisfied with what they see, everything's in the correct order, and then they decide to go ahead and scan another batch if they decide to. While they're scanning another batch, in the background is the recognition piece, is where you see capture here, is where we're capturing the information off of those documents automatically. And this is a process that happens normally on a server in the background. It could be handled on an individual basis as well, just like I clicked on here. But in a production environment, you'd want this on a server running in the background again, finding any documents that come into that queue and then processes them automatically. Once the documents are extracted and classified properly, then it's available for the validation operator to validate to make sure that all the information on those documents are proper. So here we're going to take you to the knowledge worker. They're going to select their document in the validation screen. They see the document on this screen itself. We got the image of the document on the right hand side, and if I zoom it out a little bit, you'll see that it's the Northwest Products order, and it also represents that it's been Northwest Products classified properly. We've got 2 Northwest Products and 2 tri-spectrum solutions that have automatically been classified with the system. So if we go back to the area here where we're extracting information from, so we've got Bill Slater. We see that Bill Slater automatically put Bill Slater in its name here. The information on the bottom left corner you're seeing here are all the index fields that we're looking for. Notice that most of them are pre-populated already. Well, that's because the system was able to automatically grab this information from the document that it could find, and then anything else that either couldn't find or we may do like a database lookup. In our case, we will do a database lookup. So if we satisfy with the name as Bill Slater, we go on to the next field, and it's a barcode. We read that barcode, took the information from that as a customer number, went to a database, any ODBC compliant database by the way, and brought back any information that may not be on this document that could be in the database. So in our case here, we've got a ship-to address, which is on the document, and the city, state, and zip. So we brought back that information from the database, and the operator can just validate to make sure everything is looking correctly on that. Notice here that it was able to pull in the word Martin from this document. That's because we're doing intelligent character recognition, able to identify handprints on a document. So we're removing the boxes in the background and extracting the information that's left. In this case, it was Martin. So we properly imported that or extracted that information from this field. Janeway as well. Notice that the information is correct. There's no misspellings. And that's what a validation operator is going to do. They're going to make sure that everything is spelled correctly, because sometimes an I may look like a 1 and vice versa. As we go down to all these fields, we'll notice the purchase order has been selected on this checkbox. This is showing you that we're capable of doing optical mark recognition, what we call OMR. So if you see a checkbox or a bubble that's been highlighted or filled in, we're able to figure that out and make sure that show you that mark has been taken and translate the information, in this case, to a PO. Here is a checkbox that shows you that they wanted to receive special orders, and we say yes for that. Go on to the next document, same situation. They're going to go into a database lookup on the barcode, which we just did, and we swing down, and I'm going to show you the MasterCard field here, where the MasterCard was checked and will brought back the payment information as MasterCard and not PO this time. So showing you that the translations of a mark could relate to a word on a document. They also wanted to receive special orders. In the Tri-Spectrum Solutions order, we've got a Bob Thompson here. Same situation, you've got the name and address field that we're going to validate. We'll zip through that real quick. He also has a MasterCard selected. He does not want special orders, and he goes on to the next document. So the validation operator is going to make sure all of these information are correct, and when they're satisfied, they close the batch and they open the next one that's available to them. In that case, we don't have any more. The very last process is the release process, and what the release process does is takes the images and the metadata that we just captured from those documents and the validation operator just validated, all that index information, and we send it off to either a line of business, a content management system, maybe a database out there, or just the plain network file folder, and a comma delimited file if that's the way that the customer wants it. And that concludes the presentation of scanning documents from paper, bringing them in, extracting information, validating it, and releasing it to a line of business.